So now you're going to create the statistics that are associated with this. And the statistics tell you what the height ranges are, what's the highest, what's the lowest. It also tells you how close your points are, because remember, you're going to take this data and you're going to create raster data with it, or grids, and so you need to kind of average how many points do you want the program to average per grid cell. And so these aren't, as you noticed when we looked at the Fugro data, some of those points are laying on top of each other. Sometimes there's wide spaces, often water. Water bodies don't have very much LiDAR data at all. It would have to kind of reflect off sediment in the water. So it's not consistent. So you want to know what your point spacing and averaging is. So now you're going to go ahead and look at the data set menu properties. And so here we've got the point spacing for the different tiles, and what is your maximum value and what is your minimum value for those. And so you're going to record that information. So when you're looking at your surface constraints, you can click the statistics button and look at the statistics for each of those tiles, or go to statistics, which looks at all of them. The directions say to calculate statistics, but it looks to me as if that gets done automatically at this point. So it's not something that you have to do. The classifications are the different elevation values. So ground is your bare earth, or your most common classification, and then there's some kind of junky overlap and noise, and then the unassigned is all of your other classifications in this particular data set. So it includes anything above bare earth or above ground, so medium-sized bushes, trees, and high buildings. And this is your return points. So your first return is going to be often the highest hit, and then your third return on down through the statistics. So these returns will also look at the intensity of that return. So one thing we haven't used a lot is the search for tools option, which is really helpful because there's so many tools, but you want to look for the tool called LAS Dataset Statistics. Oh, I saw it there. Okay, so you want to be able to pull that up. Dataset, not points. And if you click that, it's going to launch that tool, and you want to be able to calculate for your client that sheet that we just looked at that has the statistics. So you're going to go ahead and add your last data set that you created, and then whatever you're going to call that again. And save that. And okay, oh, the value is not a text file. Okay, hold on. So I just named it wrong. I needed to just do that. And then it's going to work for us. That's great. So one of the things that's great to be able to do, and you did this a little bit with the census data, if we did that this term, is to go ahead and open that folder or that text file that you just created. And I'm going to have to go ahead and say all files, desktop. Look at that mess. And then I've got, I can clean up this file and name that, and that would be my first deliverable to somebody so that they would get a sense of the point count, the elevation, and the intensities and the classifications that I have.